We are back at Lakeside Lanes for the second half of these two matches from the Ladies Internationals team event. And as you will recall from the first half, in the match on the left pair, Eastside girls are leading Park Place Pink by about 54 pins. And in the other match, Mass Eagles are leading Travel Anywhere they were leading by 12, but Kim Pelletier had a spare in the 6th, so that's a pretty close match. On the left lane, Jess Stockton is back bowling for Park Place Pink against Kathy Brown, and Kathy Brown starts off her second half with a spare. Kathy had, that's actually her 4th mark in a row. She has 91 plus this spare fill through 6. So she's a major part of the reason that her team are leading by 50. Just a 2 fill on the spare. But that gives her 93 through 6. Not bad. But she's going to have a hard time getting her 5th mark in a row. And nice try, though. She hit 1-3 pocket. Didn't quite get the spare. On the in the other match, Kim Pelletier is on the left lane against Kathy Stinson. Kim has a 5 drop and the 1-2-4-7-9, otherwise known as the Kaliri. Kathy Stinson looking at 7-10. A couple of pieces of wood that might be of some use, and almost kind of thought that might go, but the wood on the left side didn't quite catch the 10 pin. It went behind it. So that is a 10 box for Kathy Stinson. And Kim Pelletier with an 8 box. Kathy Brown will record an 8 in the 8th box against a 10 for Jess Stockton. So Kathy Brown has 110 through 8. Jess Stockton 81. Kim Pelletier in the 9th has another 5 drop. Difficult. And that goes. That is, she takes down the Kaliri on the right side. We'll give you another look at that in just a moment. That's, of the common leaves in candlepin bowling, that's one of the toughest. A couple different ways to make it, though. And here's another look at it. She goes to the outside, the left side of the head pin, takes it down, and then there's the reaction. Kim is always pretty demonstrative. Colorful bowler. A lot of personality on that team. Travel Anywhere with Kim and Christy Lipke at the other end on the anchor. And there's a 9 drop by Kim Pelletier on the spare, and that 5 pin is rocking, and it goes, so it's a strike. Wow, nothing touched it, but it just kept rocking. And the dynamics of a rocking pin are pretty complicated. You have a couple of different vectors going at once, and it's rotating, and that one went over, even though it wasn't hit again. That is a strike in the 10th box for Kim Pelletier. She has 122 plus the spare. And here's another look at the strike. This is not even slow motion, this is real time. And look at that. Looks like the 5 is going to stay up, but it continues to rock, and it finally goes over. So that's a strike for Kim Pelletier. Meanwhile, Kathy Brown finishes with a 125. Jess Stockton with a 99 game. And that will bring up Debbie Scannell and Lynn Ward. Kim Pelletier will finish with a 9 fill on the strike, and that is a 131 game. Meanwhile, Kathy Stinson finished with a 108. So you can see Travel Anywhere have taken the lead over Mass Eagles thanks to that big second half by Kim Pelletier. It was about a 12-pin deficit. Now it's a 14-pin lead for Travel Anywhere. And Travel Anywhere's rookie bowler, Michelle Finno, will step up against Cheryl Gooding. Michelle is a relatively new bowler, having recently developed an interest in the game. And she's really jumping in at the deep end in this top-level team tournament. And there is a nice try by Cheryl Gooding. She had was almost able to convert that leave. It was the 1, 3, 4, 7, and 10, and she very nearly took it down. That'll be a 9 box for Cheryl Gooding. Lynn Ward and Debbie Scannell are both looking at splits. Lynn Ward trying to use that wood and hit it high, and trying to get the wood to carry the 5 and 8, and the ball to cover the 10. Didn't quite do it, but she'll take a 9 box. Meanwhile, Debbie Scannell is looking at 4, 6, 7, and 10 with 1 ball remaining. And she gets 3 out of the 4. That's not to be sneezed at. That's a tough split. That's a nice out. Cheryl Gooding with a couple of good shots, but not much to show for. Another 5 drop off a kind of a full head pin hit. Meanwhile, Lynn Ward drops 9. It looked like it was going to be a 5, 7, 10, but the 5 pin fell into the 10 pin, so she's got just the 7 pin in the 8th box, and she's got it for a spare. That'll give her 73 plus a ball through the 8th. 73 plus that fill ball to extend the lead of Eastside girls. And a nice ball, another 9 drop and another 7 pin for Lynn Ward. Cheryl Gooding looking at half Worcester left, and still looking at 3. This time Lynn Ward goes by the 7 pin, and a nice shot by Michelle Finno on lane 9 for a spare in the 8th, and Debbie Scannell with a good spare as well, both recovering from tough first shots. We'll give you a look at both of those spares in just a minute. Here is Debbie Scannell converting that 2 drop. Gets kind of a splash off the top of the head pin, and here Michelle Finno, solid 1-3 pocket hit to run down that spare in the 8th, and Michelle will fill it with 6. Debbie Scannell also with a 6 fill. She's in the the ninth actually. She just started the 10th frame. And Michelle Finno almost converting that four horseman. Debbie Scannell looking at the four horseman left side. And she runs it down. That is 2 spares in a row. She has 107 with a ball remaining. Lynn Ward finishes up with a 98 game. As Cheryl Gooding and Michelle Finno are now entering the 10th. And that's a 6 fill by Debbie Scannell for a 113 string. So she and Lynn Ward will turn it over to Michelle St. Pierre and Tasha Murray. Michelle has 56 half, and Tasha Murray had a 65 half. She started with 2 spares. And so on the other pair, Cheryl Gooding and Michelle Finno both finishing up with 9 boxes. Michelle St. Pierre looking at the 10 pin with a piece of wood in front of it. Should help. And she's got it. Spare in the 6th. 10 box for Tasha Murray in the 6th. Amy Dewey back up on lane 9. And Lori Schappa on lane 10. Amy had a 43 half and Lori had a 46. Tasha Murray with a strike. Solid 1-3 pocket hit. And Michelle St. Pierre throws one right on top of her. Wasting no time getting going in this second half. I'll give you another look at those. Here's the strike by Tasha Murray. High flush, 1-3 pocket hit. Very, very solid. And that 10 pin takes a messenger to go over there and get it. Meanwhile, this is kind of a wall shot by Michelle St. Pierre, but pretty quick strike. And the congratulation exchange. They both have strikes in the 7th. For Michelle, that's strike on spare. Spare in the 6th and strike in the 7th. Tasha Murray kind of full on the headpin, gets a splash, and that is almost a double by Michelle St. Pierre. Solid hit on the left side of the headpin. Again, she leaves the 10 pin. Looking for 3 marks in a row. And she's got it. Michelle St. Pierre with 106 plus the spare fill through 8. Tasha Murray with 102 through 8. And there's a nice shot by Amy Dewey for a spare in the 8th. She had that 1-3-6-7. Nice piece of wood frozen behind the 1 and 3, so she hit the 1-3 and that just went right over and got the 7. Spare in the 8th. And a timely one at that, because she's been kind of struggling this game. She has 70 with the ball working. That's through 8. Michelle St. Pierre looking at the 5 and 10, trying to get 4 marks in a row. And a nice bid, using that wood. Not quite able to get the 5 to cover the 10 pin. So she will be open in the 9th. Tasha Murray is also open with an 8 box. She has 110. And Michelle 123. Amy Dewey with another spare in the 9th. Tasha Murray drops 7. She's looking at the 5, 6, 10 piece of wood that will help. She might be able to catch the left end of that and have the ball take out the 5 and have the wood cover the 6, 10. Amy Doobie with a 9 fill on that spare. She's got 96 through 9. Looking at the 6 pin, but she doesn't not able to cover it. So she'll be open, but at least getting into the respectable 3-digit range with a 10 bucks for a 106 game. So pretty good save right there. And so there you can see the scores with 2 bowlers remaining. Eastside girls lead by 23 plus a mark, and in the other match, Travel Anywhere lead by 38 minus a mark, because Mass Eagles have an extra mark going for them. So Marion Johnson and Cindy Cataldo are back up on lanes 9 and 10, and on 7 and 8, Lynn Thompson is on lane 8, and Trish D'Agostino is on lane 7. Both Lynn and Trish with 6 drops. Pretty difficult spares. Lynn has a piece of wood that I think is going to have to be cleared. Runner goes down to take care of that. Lynn has the 2, 4, and over on the right the 9 and 10. Really not going to get any help from that wood. Nice shot by Trish D'Agostino for the spare in the 6th. And another piece of loose wood that Marion Johnson had cleared out. She's got the 1, 7, 8, and 9 there. Pretty tough spare to convert. She hits the head pin but doesn't get anything else. Trish D'Agostino with just 4 on the spare. Nonetheless, she has cut the lead by 7 because Lynn Thompson had a 7 box in the 6th. So this match is tightening up considerably. And a nice bid by Trish on that spare. That's a tough spare because she took out the 3, 6, 7, and 10. You really have to hit that one full to convert it. And that will be a 10 by Lynn Thompson and an 8 by Trish. So Trish gave back 2 of the pins that she had picked up in the 6th. Marion Johnson with a spare in the 8th. She converts the 4 horsemen right side, and similar to, or a mirror image of the one that Debbie Scannell had. She went to the outside of the 4 horsemen. Cindy Cataldo with a 9 drop. She's got the 5 pin. Piece of wood out front that might be a little distracting. I'm not sure if it's going to cover the 5. She'll probably just try to go right by it. And no, she hit the wood, and you could see it just spun around and went in front of the 5 pin. That was a pretty tough piece of wood. Cindy will take a 9, as will everyone else in this frame. Well, actually, that's only the 8th for Lynn Thompson. Lynn Thompson with a nice pocket hit, but a really tough leave. 4, 5, 7, and 10. Piece of wood. And Lynn and Jill Wood are looking over that leave, trying to decide how to play it. Probably I think she'd probably go way out on the right end of it and try to catch the just about on the cap and kick it into the 5 and go over to get the 4-7. There's not much room to do that though. And meanwhile, there's a great shot by Marion Johnson. I'll give you another look at that. Yeah, I think that's what Lynn was trying to do, trying to catch the wood. Didn't quite hit it though, so she still has 3 pins remaining. And they're still there. So Lynn has 95 through the 9th. Trish D'Agostino with finishing up her 9th box. She has 88 through 9. Here's another look at the spare by Marion Johnson. Kicks the 3 over into the 4. And Thompson in the 10th. She wants one of those pins to go, either the 2 or the 6, but they will not go. So that's going to be 2, 6, and 10. Probably not going to get much help from that wood. So she tries to just catch the 2 pin and kick it over. And nice spare by Trish D'Agostino in the 10th. That will give her a good chance to cut into the lead some more. And as we come down to the anchor bowlers, let's see, I'll try to fill you in on what the scores are. Let's see. Yeah, with 1 bowler to go, Christy Lipke and Mary Thomas take over, and Travel Anywhere has a lead of 34 pins. So Mary Thomas needs a big second half. And on the other match, Jill Wood is on lane 8 against Deb Regan. And Jill Wood starts off with a 7 drop. She was working on that strike that she had in the 5th. And Mary Thomas with a spare in the 7th. Jill Wood with a nice try on that 5-9-10. She tried to go to the left side. And a strike by Mary Thomas in the 8th. So it's pretty good deficit in that match, but she's doing her best to cut into it. Deb Regan with a 10 box, and also Jill Wood with a 10 in the 6th. In that match, Eastside girls were leading by 13 plus the spare fill going into the last bowler, thanks to Michelle St. Pierre having a big half and Trish D'Agostino also a couple of marks. Jill Wood with a 9 drop looking at the 10 pin, and she is all over that. I just don't remember the last time she missed a single pin. Deb Regan also with a spare in the 6th covering that 7 pin. Jill Wood with a 4 fill. She punches out the spread eagle, goes right through the middle. Deb Regan with 6 on the spare, and a makeable spare, which is the important thing. She has the diamond on the right side. She has to, really has to get some marks here. Jill Wood with an 8 box. In the 8th, Jill has 90 through the 8th. And Deb Regan with a 10 box. So going down to the last 2 boxes in this match, Eastside girls are leading by 18, which means that Deb Regan undoubtedly has to get 2 marks. Meanwhile, Jill Wood misses the head pin and just drops 3. And there's a strike by Christy Lipke to finish up with a 103 game, and there, Travel Anywhere wins that match. And there is a spare by Jill Wood, and that is going to be the coup de grace because they're up by 18, and another mark on top of that means that in all likelihood Eastside girls have wrapped up this match against Park Place Pink. They'll have one more box to go, and then we'll give you the final scores in both matches. Murray Thomas ended up with a 130 game, and Christy Lipke ended up with a 103. Jill Wood fills her spare with 7. So that's going to do it right there. And Jill misses pretty badly. I think that's probably the worst shot she's made all weekend. Just missing that triangle altogether. Very unusual. But doesn't matter at this point. And Jill will take an 8 box, and that's a 115 game. And the congratulations from her teammates. And here you can see the final scores. Eastside girls defeating Park Place Pink, and Travel Anywhere victorious over Mass Eagle.